This video was sponsored by Mailhaven.
We're going to talk about magic tricks that you can do with little more than your smartphone. Alright, so the first trick involves your smartphone and a coin, which hopefully somewhere in your possession you'll own. All you need to do is to go onto your phone, could be Android, could be iOS, and download the virtual coin application. Once you've done this, it can simulate having a coin inside your display. You can even pick your currency and the specific coin you're planning to use. And you've probably guessed what's going to happen here. You're going to get your very much real physical coin and you're going to shove it into your phone's display. Or at least that's how it's going to look. What you're actually doing is securely depositing it in the hand below your phone, but by using the virtual coin app, it's actually going to appear as if the coin is embedded within your screen, which will probably be enough to amaze people already, but if it's not, you can also do the same in reverse and take the coin back out. For the next one, I'm going to teach you how to correctly predict a number that you would otherwise have a 1 in a billion chance of getting right. All you need to do is to grab a sheet of paper and write down a 9-digit number. And try to avoid obvious numbers like everything is a 1 or everything is a 9. You're then going to open up the smartphone app, give it to somebody in your audience and tell them to multiply together 3-digit numbers. But how do you make sure that when they multiply their 3 random numbers together, they actually get the number that you originally wrote down? It's actually quite simple. All you need to do is to originally type in your number, click the plus symbol, and then click 0 times. And that's when you hand the phone to them. What you've done is created a sum in which it doesn't at all matter what numbers they've entered because they're being multiplied by 0 and therefore are going to equal 0. So you're just going to end up with that number that you initially entered into the calculator, which is the same number that you wrote down. And you can reveal this however you want to. You could do it 1 digit at a time and watch as their mouths slowly move into an O out of amazement, or you could do it all at once and just give them the instant shock in one go. Number 3 is going to be a little bit more involved, but at the same time it's seriously worth it. What we're doing here is turning our phone on and taking a screenshot of our homepage. We're then going to send that over to our computer, where we're going to open a photo editing application and then create a distortion effect, starting from the middle. And then, as I said, it gets a little bit involved. What we're going to do is create a 10-second clip using some sort of basic movie maker in which you transition the basic home screen to the edited one. So for the first 3 seconds of this 10-second clip, it's just going to be your standard home screen, and then it's going to flick to the distorted one. And somewhere midway through that spin, this photo that you created is obviously going to change into the warped version. And it's going to seem as if, just by spinning it on that table, you have transformed your home screen. Obviously you're not going to let people inspect it, you take your phone straight back off the table afterwards, and the trick is done. People will be genuinely amazed. I think the next one is pretty hilarious. If you have a friend or a family member who is foolish enough to trust you with their smartphone, go straight into their autocorrect settings. You need to set it so that every time they type in the word no, it's going to autocorrect to yes. And you can use this on your friends to whom you could ask a bunch of inappropriate questions, which they'd obviously by default have said no to, but you've got written proof that they've actually said yes to them. Now also don't forget that most people, after they've sent a text message, they don't second check it. They just assume if they're typing something as simple as no, that it's correct. So a lot of the time they won't even realise what they've actually agreed to. Also, if you've got parents who never let you host parties, set this up on one of their smartphones and you'll be surprised what you get them to agree to. In a similar vein to the screen warping trick we just did, but a little bit simpler, we've got the icon disappearance. So what you can simulate is you reaching into your friend's phone, taking the icons and holding them in your hand, and then putting them back if you want to. All you need to do is to get their home screen, take a screenshot, and then take the same screenshot after having moved the icons away from the home screen, i.e. a clean home screen. And on Android or iOS, to move icons is pretty simple. You just hold down on the icons until you've picked them up, and then move them away. Once you've taken these 2 screenshots, all you need to do is to go into the Photos application, open up the first screenshot which had the icons on, and then place your hand over the display. Whilst your hand is hovering over the display, use one of your fingers or your thumb to simply scroll across to the photo which has no icons on, and as long as the audience don't see that little thumb movement, they're going to think once you've taken your hand away from the phone that you have magically made the icons disappear. Whilst of course it's obvious to you what you've done, to them, no one can even suspect it. Then we've got the classic water bottle trick, and all you need is a smartphone, a knife, and a plastic water bottle, ideally one of those larger 2-litre ones. You just get the knife and make a slit in the side of the bottle that is just big enough with a little bit of room for manoeuvre for your smartphone to fit in. And it's as simple as that. When you're performing the trick, you hold the bottle up, You hold your phone up and you smash the two together. Now the slit is going to be small enough so that people who don't inspect it won't actually be able to tell there's a slit at all. And it's also going to be small enough so that once your phone is in the slit, it's not going to fall back out of it. So you're giving the illusion that one minute your phone is outside of the bottle, the next your phone is inside the bottle, and you've literally gone straight through the plastic. What I think is really cool, and probably my favourite on the entire list, is the illusion of pulling an object through your phone's display.
And you can do this by making this little plastic insert. Again, you can do this using just an empty Coke bottle. You then pick up a fabric object, it could be a scarf, it could be a bunch of tissues, could be a handkerchief, and line it up against the back of your smartphone, placing the insert on top. The scarf will then wrap around it, which means that when you pull it from the underside of your smartphone, it'll appear as if the scarf is disappearing through the phone and coming out the other side. So as I said, this video is sponsored by Mailhaven. It is a smart mailbox that tracks and protects your packages. The Mailhaven app for iOS allows you to manage your online purchases and track your shipments all in one place. No more cluttered inboxes, lost tracking codes, or missed deliveries. When used along with the Mailhaven Smart Mailbox, you unlock the ultimate shopping experience with automatic tracking, protection from the elements, and notifications the instant your package arrives. What I think is pretty cool is the mailbox will automatically lock as soon as your deliveries for the day have arrived, and you'll get notified on your smartphone app. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'm signing out.